Go through.
Okay, y'all, hold on 1 second. I might have to re-add this one, the Facebook one.
Have y'all seen the movie The Devil Wears Prada?
Yes.
Why is no one ready? Give me the Marshand. I have Patrick.
All right. We are on and we are ready.
Ooh.
For the first time ever, I can really truly say Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Do y'all hear me? This thing on? Is this thing on? Is the white light on? I think the white light is on. So we are live in Red Sea. Shout out to T.S. Madison.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
But I do want to thank you guys for joining in with us today. I do apologize for the delay. I had a lot of system issues. It was me, not them. So before we get started, I want to encourage you all to go to our new Keeping It Real Facebook page. Everything that we post will be added to that page for you guys to kind of go back and look at it as your at anytime you want at your leisure. We also have some things that we're going to be posting there as it relates to our focus groups, as it relates to our conversations, new upcoming topics, and you can definitely go up there to post topics that you want to talk about moving forward. Okay, I want to make sure. Shawn smelling at me. I'm like, what's going on, Shawn? Okay. So yes, so please definitely go and subscribe to our Facebook page. That is how you're going to keep contact with us and let us know what's going on.
I'm like, what's going on, Star? I'm sorry.
So before we get started in our conversation, our topic tonight, and start introducing each other, I want to let you know that we have some things coming up. As of right now, May is the walking month. I'm sorry, I am frazzled right now. I'm not even going to even go there with you guys. I'm frazzled as hell because I have been trying to do this last minute, so I do apologize. But for the month of May,
want to do it at the end?
Before the month of May, we have extended the AIDS Walk. The AIDS Walk was at the beginning of May, usually on the first Saturday of the month. However, because of the pandemic, we have decided to extend it out for the whole month. So get out in your neighborhood and you can walk, you can record ways that you can help us promote. It's not only to donate, but what you can also do is tag. You can share. You can tag a friend, post pictures. All of that are ways that you can help us raise money without spending any money. So I appreciate it if you guys would be able to do that. Also attached to our page, you will also see a button that says donate, where you can go and donate on our page. Also attached to our page is our website. So if you have any questions or need ways to contact us, you can definitely go to our website and says contact us, and it'll take you directly to our Rain page.
Hi, Brittany.
Also, with that said, we also have focus groups that we're doing. The focus group is to engage the black gay community on PrEP. We're looking to find individuals that's open and ready for a conversation. The conversation is to write out an intervention that's going to engage our people into PrEP. What that looks like is historically, white people were behind the pens and paper, were coming out with interventions that they thought worked for us. We all know that it's currently not working at this particular point. So right now we have a chance for you guys to use your voice and we can create an intervention that works for us. So with that being said, we have some focus groups that's coming out across the board. Unfortunately, you do have to be Black MSM to participate. We also have in-depth interviews for people that are already on prep. We're looking to hear from you as well. Right now, prep is working for you, and we want to know why and how. And that'll definitely be enough information for us to create interventions so that we can figure out how to engage more people on prep. So if you don't have any questions about that, please, if you do have any questions about that, please inbox Patrice, Shawn, and Bryce. They're all tagged inside this live, as well as me. And we're about to get ready for our topic.
Let's get into it.
Thank you so much. So today's topic.
I'm scared.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Oh, we taking
Do
it
it.
there? We taking it there?
I'm scared.
Turn up. Yeah.
Is monogamy versus polygamy. Okay.
Who found? Unknown numbers. Anyway.
They're giving monogamy cheese.
So,
who's team monogamy and who's team polygamy?
I'm team monogamy.
All day. All day monogamy.
All right, Johnny, I guess it's me and you. All right, let's do this.
So before we even go into the topic and conversation, I do want to break down these terms. Patrice, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry. Bryce, since you are team monogamy, can you please let us know what that term actually means and what that looks like?
Monogamy. The term monogamy means to be exclusively, romantically, and sexually involved with one person.
Uno.
One person.
Just one.
Just one. One and done.
Okay, Patrice.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a tab or a stab at what polygamy? Or I'm sorry, polygamy. I'm thinking about porn. What polygamy means?
Polygamy or polyamory means polyamorous, which means multiple people that you may love or be in relationships with, or even have sex with. Polygamy and polyamory can be a wide variety of different things, from just swinging on the weekends to having a living girlfriend to having 2 or 3 different families in the same town. It just really depends on the dynamic that you're having with that person or those people.
Right. Agree. So,
Johnny, you're frozen.
I'll go first. Are we frozen?
Yes, frozen.
Your screen is frozen.
Anybody on Facebook can see it? Are we frozen?
No.
Can you guys see Johnny frozen?
He's definitely frozen.
He froze.
Yeah, he froze. Boobs. He froze.
So now, can you guys, as Johnny is frozen, I'm going to go ahead and kind of jump in here. Bryce, Rashawn, I need to know why you feel like you should limit yourself to one person.
I feel like if we're in a relationship together, I feel like we should be exclusive to one another. Now, we're just friends with benefits. I don't care what you do, unless we do it together. If you want to invite somebody while we're friends with benefits, we're together, then that's fine. But I feel like once we just establish that we're a couple, that there's a certain level of, I hate to use this word, but I feel it's this certain level of entitlement to be exclusive with one another. I feel like, personally for me, if I love somebody, that's the only person I want to sleep with. And if I feel the need to want to share my love somewhere else, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Okay, so I guess.
Okay.
So for me, honestly, I mean, I think I take it back to like my roots of how I was raised. I think that plays a big part in it. I never really was.
Is that an
introduced? I never were introduced or never seen that growing up. I was introduced to it, monogamy or either I don't even want to say the word wrong.
Polyamorous.
Polyamory.
Polygamy.
I don't want to say it wrong, but I wasn't introduced
polygamy.
To it way older And I started realizing the reason of people wanting to do that. Now, I still didn't agree with it because I felt like at the end of the day, if I'm dealing with one person, I only want to deal with one person. I don't want to deal with multiple attitudes, multiple personalities all at once. If I'm dating you and I plan on loving you and then like pursuing something as far as like a marriage, it needs to be one person. When you want to start engaging and going into other people, I feel like you need to go that way. I don't want nothing to do with you at that point because I feel like you sharing what's supposed to be mine. That's supposed to be mine. I feel entitled to you at that point if it's just you and I.
So, okay, I have a couple of questions for both of y'all.
Bust it down.
Brittany said that she's with you, Bryce. She feels the same way as you do.
Yes.
But so many questions. Why is it that you feel like somebody is supposed to be yours?
Is
there a level of ownership that's going on here? And was there some purchase and receipts that I didn't know about? I'm just trying to see where that's coming from.
Yes, because I own you. I bought you. No, I'm playing. Nobody owns anybody, and nobody's entitled to stay somewhere that they don't want to be at. Because obviously, if I don't like something, I will leave.
Absolutely.
But also, I feel like there's a certain level of things that I just don't want to deal with. Now, I am a hypocrite because I have been a third, not in a relationship, but third in the bedroom to a couple. I've been a third to an LGBT couple. I've been a third to a heterosexual couple. And that's fine because I'm single. But me thinking about my relationship, I don't want to invite anybody else into our bedroom or invite another partner to our relationship because I feel like that's another extra level of work that I have to do to not only just entertain you and please you, but I have to entertain and please this other person. And I honestly don't feel like dealing with it. I also think it stems from a personal issue of my father being a serial cheater and being that too. And I think that's something I don't want to deal with either.
Okay. Now, I understand what you're saying. Now, Shawn, I remember you saying that you think it's based on how someone was raised. My parents just celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's yay!
But I believe it is. I think that relationships and especially sex and relationships are conditional to each person. I personally feel like, let's say you're in a relationship and the person that you're in a relationship with is very athletic. They like to run and do all and hike and all this other kind of shit. And you can do that sometimes, but you really like to play video games. So now you have a whole part of your life that's not being worked on or talked to because this person only wants to be outside all the time. So why can't I have somebody that likes to do video games and then we can all be together and hang out and be friends, but I have both of my life fulfilled completely instead of having to give up one side of myself for one person.
You don't have to give up one side of yourself. Individual.
I mean, I don't mean give up. I'm just saying you're not, if you're not, it's more of a well-rounded kind of issue to me, especially with polyamory, because that involves more of a relationship and love. With just inviting a third in, then that's kind of different because that's just fair.
But yes. I 100% agree with that. I think for me, I think that in regards to, I think I'm gonna go real deep on y'all ass right quick.
Okay.
Come on.
I felt like growing up, and not as a kid, but as far as my teen years and my early adult years, what I realized for me, what hurt the most is not the fact that a person cheated on me. It wasn't the fact that a person went out and had sex with somebody else and laid in the bed with somebody else. That's not what hurt me the most. What hurt me the most was the lie that was told to me. What hurt me the most was the deceitfulness that you had to put inside of that lie to try to deceive me. All of that. That's what hurt the most for me. So when I really, really dug deep and really understood why I was really hurt and why I was mad for my person cheating on me, it wasn't about the cheating at all. So for me, what I've understood is that it's all about something that we talked about already, which is open communication. Mm-hmm. I do not mind my partner going out and having sex with somebody. I don't feel like if there is a strong enough connection with that person, that sex in a body is worth that my connection.
I want to fight.
But again, I think that has to do with, do social norms play a role in monogamy?
Of course they do.
Social norms affect the way that we view.
But since when did it become a norm, though?
I have a question.
When did that become a norm?
Are you in an open relationship because you believe that a monogamous relationship can't work?
I do. Okay, so what I feel, I'm not saying that I don't believe that it does not work. What I do,
we have a break. We have some comments, but go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna show them comments first.
So Christina said, "Is it called unethical polygamy?" As far as what we were trying to describe a while ago, Johnny, and your thing. Brittany said multi-partner sex is her favorite. She tried polyamory. It just didn't work. It's a lot of insecurity and it was not enjoyable. So it just depends. And I personally, I think multiple sex partners is fantastic because you can get, like I said, where you want from everybody else. However, polyamory is difficult. If you have two needy ass people and then you got one person that's got to deal with these two needy ass people, that can become draining. And it takes away what was supposed to be a beautiful situation where you could all fit like puzzle pieces and make it a job or like work, just like any relationship. You know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, Johnny, you were saying how you could sleep with your friends and y'all could still be friends. A lot of the time, that's what a lot of polyamorous relationships are. There are people that have learned how to be friends first and then be in a relationship or fell in love with each other.
I have a question.
But your communication level has to be really high.
I have a question for you and Johnny. So are you guys inviting people into your bedroom? Are you guys having separate sexual experiences without your partner, but your partner is allowing you to do that?
Both.
You're doing both.
Both.
Both of y'all doing both.
Okay.
Both. And here's the thing. I think that, and before we go any further, I do want to dive deep into these words that we're using. So polygamy is more of a love connection with multiple people,
which describes me.
Polyamorous, but that's with multiple people at the same time. So I remember multiple relationships at one time, and they all know each other, and they all okay, and they all have consented to that.
Like the sister wives you see on TV.
Yeah, that's on
perfect.
But
perfect example. Perfect example. And there's a difference between that and an open relationship. I want people to understand that because sometimes people tend to like put that all in one. Yeah, the category is pretty broad, but it's not the same thing.
But what makes it different?
It's not the same thing. What makes it different?
Polygamy is like I'm loving multiple people. Open relationship means I'll fuck this person, but that's still my boo. That's still my husband. You know what I mean?
No.
Right.
That's the difference.
I like to fuck. I got a fucking problem.
Yeah, polygamy is I love you. I love you. I love you too.
Y'all all live in a house together. Y'all raise like
I love you. I love you.
I love you. But an open relationship is like we're together and we share emotional and connection. But we're
together. We're a couple.
We're together, but we can share other sexual experiences with other people. I don't want that for my own self. But I think us being sexual health advocates, it is important for us to understand and learn different types of relationships. So that when people come to us for counseling or for any type of thing, we won't judge them based off of their relationship. Because, you know, I have met somebody who was invited the third person into the bedroom and they didn't like it, but their partner wanted to continue doing it. So it kind of hurt their feelings because they still want to be with that person because they love that person, but that person wants to share sexual experiences with other people. And they're trying to find out how to navigate that.
Right. And see, he's one of those people that I would say he only agreed to bring that third in because that other person wanted to. If you're not completely comfortable and your level of communication where you can't be honest with each other about bringing in a third, it is a complete and total setup, not only for that couple, but for that third. it gets real weird.
See, then for me,
like feeling
like me, I like that. See, I start dissecting stuff like that because I start to feel like, okay, since I'm such an emotional person and I'm very sensitive and I have all these feelings and all this other stuff, I want to be loved and cared for and all this good stuff. So if you have to go out and get sex, not even just sex, but if you have to go out, because I think it's further than just sex when it comes to this. Like, I think a lot of people just base it around sex, but some people go out and actually try to find a friendship within a person sometimes that they may not even get within their own relationship. So but
that's polyamory.
But then I started to question stuff like that. Why do you have to go out? Even when it comes to sex, like there's sex toys and stuff. Like why do we need another human being to come into our bedroom and help out do something that I'm supposed to be satisfying you or doing on my own because I'm your partner, I'm your lover? Like, why am I not?
Because it's exciting.
Are you not satisfied with this front part? Are you not satisfied with the back? What do we need
Let me say this before I want to comment on that. But before I comment on that, I want to go through some of these comments before they get lost.
Okay.
So, I have a comment that said by Rashid. Rashid said, and it's the bottom of the screen, the idea of my partner with someone else, I just can't handle that.
Me neither.
I understood.
And it's okay.
We have somebody from Twitter.
I don't care.
We have somebody from Twitter that commented. Somebody from Twitter. His name is Yami Jesty28.
Your Majesty.
Thank you. So is that what they say?
Yes.
I totally butchered your name, and I do apologize. You need secure and confident people to make it work.
That's very true.
That is very true. Litton Walker states that I am Team John right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. He also states that my partner and I actually had a conversation about having a boyfriend. Interesting. See? He also states that it is important that you would just remain on the same page and be honest about your feelings. Mm-hmm. So true. Communication is always key. And being honest. He also states, and being honest and not saying yes because I'm saying yes. That is true. Somebody else from Twitter.
Why do you need to have a boyfriend? Why does there need to be a main? If you're gonna
why is it a problem? Is a better question. That's like saying when you with somebody, they can't have other friends that they can hang out with.
No, fuck that. You can have friends, but you don't have to sleep with your friends. What's not?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying once it becomes an issue of, you have to also realize that it's not about you. Those feelings of inadequacy as far as, am I not good enough or is this not enough and all that, that's not what it's about.
Agreed.
It's simply about,
if somebody was to want to be with somebody else, I'm not going to look at myself and be like, damn, what's wrong with me? No, you
hey, Regina.
Be with somebody else. I'm not entertaining this.
Question for Patrice and Johnny. Was this decision something that y'all wanted to do on y'all own, or were you influenced? That's what I want.
So, before I answer that question, Patrice, hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in your head, Patrice. I want to say something right quick because I wanted to respond to Shawn earlier. If you look at any animal inside or on this earth, 3%, only 3% out of the millions of animals on this earth practice
are naturally monogamous.
That is something that I personally believe that, yes, I can want to spend the rest of my life with somebody. You are an animal.
No, I'm not an animal.
We
all human beings are animals, baby.
I'm not.
No, sweetheart. They're not.
They
don't have sex for pleasure. They have sex to reproduce. So this whole
animal, not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all animals only have sex to reproduce.
Dolphins have sex for pleasure.
A lot of animals have sex for pleasure. A lot of animals have sex for pleasure.
No, lions do as well. But to answer that question about, was it something that was pressured on me?
I'm not having it at all.
The bottom row is not having it. I think so to answer that question that Shawn posed in regards to was it something that somebody posed on me? Honestly, no. It was an ideology that I was kind of battling with anyway. I always felt like I can spend the rest of my life with one person. I'm not saying that I can't and I won't do that. However, sexually, I know that there will always be other opportunities that I want to take advantage of.
That's fair.
Advantages of what though? The sex?
The sex.
Just sex.
Just
I want to take a bite out of the apple.
What happened to the toys? Did we skip the toy part? Or we just went straight to toy?
So listen, you're missing the gist of the situation.
I think I'm intentionally trying to miss the gist because I don't agree with it.
You don't have to agree. It doesn't have to be agreement.
It has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with our partner. If they want to do that, let them do that. But that doesn't mean we have to participate or entertain it. But don't ever look into yourself and be like, well, damn, what's wrong with me why this person doesn't just want to exclusively sexually or romantically be with me? Stop. Yeah. Don't look. That's not, you're not the problem. And they're not the problem either. If a person wants to be in an open relationship or if a person wants to have other experiences with other people outside the relationship, that doesn't make them a problem. The problem is, that I want to be monogamous and y'all can't even do that for me.
Come on, Beverly. Okay.
You didn't have to say that like that, sis.
Wow, Bryce.
Beverly.
Patrice, read that from Beverly, please.
Huh?
Read that from Beverly, please.
Can anyone name 5 couples
that have been completely monogamous from beginning to end?
And I want to add value to what she's talking about. I want to add value to what she's talking about. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier in the very beginning of my conversation. Yes, we can say that we're monogamy. We can say that we're monogamous and things like that. And for the sake of just saying it. But my mother's been cheated on in a monogamous relationship. My sister's been cheated on in a monogamous relationship. I have been cheated on inside of a monogamous relationship. I'm sure you guys have been cheated on inside of a monogamous relationship. So at the end of the day, I'm just giving you permission to do what you are going to do anyway. Period.
Oh God.
I'm not giving you permission. I'm walking away.
It's like it's no hope. Like
Bryce walking away.
I'm literally walking away.
Okay, so listen. I let y'all talk before I got into this situation. So listen. Johnny, if the only reason you're into polygamy is so that the person doesn't cheat on you, that is a fallacy. Stop that.
Period.
No, I'm not.
For me, myself, and I came into this relationship that I am in, and this is the only relationship I have been in. The last, I met him when I was 29. We've been together for 15 years, and we had an open relationship for 12 of those years. It was by choice on both of our parts because, yeah, we like being together and being around each other, but I might see something that interests me and I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna go knock that down and I'm gonna be back in about an hour. Okay, all right, peace. Or we might be out of town and might be somewhere that you might want to bring in a third, because we both believe that monogamy is not a natural state for human beings to be in. Before the Roman Catholic Church brought in marriage, monogamy was not a. If you look back at Roman, Greek, African societies, before the Christian church came into play, monogamy wasn't real, just like homosexuality wasn't an issue. The reason we harp on relationships and monogamies and weddings today is because of that Bible that people worship. It has nothing to do with the natural state of what we are as organisms and human beings. Okay, I'm off on pedestal now.
Bible.
And I agree with that. I agree with that in some ways, but I kind of feel like
and Rashad, you're saying what Johnny said.
I don't think Jesus has anything to do with me want to be monogamous. I think it has everything to do with myself and how I feel and what I'd expect.
But you were raised to think that. You were raised to believe that was how relationships are supposed to be. If you were never raised to think that, and that wasn't an issue with that your mom was cheated on, if that was never a thing, then it would never bother you about that. It's all about society. Just like you said, has society played a role in it? Yes. Societal expectations of what relationships, marriages are supposed to be shape our thoughts and when we're raised.
So it's wrong for me to want to be monogamous?
No, not by any means. Not by any means. Everything in life is about choice and what makes you happy. All I'm saying is don't assume that it's the norm to want to be in a monogamous relationship, or that people who are polyamorous or choose to have multiple sex partners are in bad relationships or come from pain and trauma in their background. Most people that have been traumatized in relationships are like you. They don't want to share. They're not about that life. Give me my purse.
And snatch my pearls.
Give me my purse, please.
Okay. So it's really about where you're at and your level of communication, not only with your partner, but with yourself.
Yeah.
But I always keep it 100 with the person that I want to be with. I let them know from my gate what I want, what I expect, and can you give that to me? And if you tell me yes and you tell me that you can't, that's it. You know what I mean?
And even to say, like, who knows, maybe further down the line, maybe I may be interested in being poly. Like, maybe that's something that I want to explore that because of what I'm experiencing now, trying to have a monogamy relationship, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. Like, you get scarred from certain things. I feel like at some point, you just get tired of it. It's like, I don't want to deal with it no more. So instead of going ahead and just dealing with that, I'd rather just go ahead and be open to this, and I'll be in a more safe, like he said in his comments. It's more of a safe haven for people to do that. I feel like, because you feel more comfortable, like you feel more at ease, like you don't have to worry about being cheated on or who's sleeping with who and who doing what. But
I gotta worry and looking at asses and thighs and dicks walk by me that I can't take a bite out
of. Let me read some of the comments, y'all. Wait, we gotta scroll up for a minute. Want to read the one on the screen? Being in a long-term relationship, both having a high sex drive and sexual desires, I'm not offended with my partner seeing someone's cute. Not being insecure with where we both stand in each other's life. I stopped setting unrealistic expectations in my relationship, which allow me to have and share a different perspective. And he said, I hope I made sense.
I will say, I do think it's healthy to...
We can't hear you, Bryce.
Did you just hit your mute button?
No.
There you go. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I said was, I think it is still healthy within a relationship to find other people attractive. That doesn't necessarily mean you should act on it, but if a person is fine, they fine. And if my partner was to come to me and be like, wow, that person is handsome, I wouldn't be offended because there's still other people that I find handsome too. Like when I was in a relationship, that's when you start seeing the most handsome people. Because you could be at the gas station, you'd be like, damn, he handsome. And then you could be at the grocery store and be like, damn, he handsome. But he was like, where the fuck was you at when I was single? Like,
you know what I just thought about, Patrice? What makes a person any different? Say for instance, if I'm single and I meet a person, right, and they tell me they're in a relationship, right, and then I still take it upon myself to do something sexual with that person, knowing that on my part I didn't catch feelings or anything like that. Does that make me at that point a poly? Or because I have to have consent with both of them?
No. So if you have a relationship with more than one person and you have a relationship, I'll say they're called thruples and quadruples. I believe that's what they call them at timeout. Thruples are 3 people. Quadruples are 4. And it's basically they're all in a relationship together. They're all 3. They live together. They coexist together. If they got kids, they raise their kids. Everybody calls everybody mom and dad. Like it's a whole big happy tribe. Okay. That's what real polygamy really is. Okay. You can be polyamorous, meaning that you can fall in love with more than one person at a time.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I personally am not interested. I'm in love with one person. I'm not interested in love. I'm not interested in patience. None of those things are for me.
You already know the vibe.
And that's something that we both agree on. It's hard enough to be in a healthy, productive relationship and put the work into one to even, for me, I don't have that kind of energy. I would really just be like, I will think that, oh yeah, that would be nice. But like I said, needy people and people that want you to do this and do that. And I can imagine having kids and doing that. That's so crazy. Like if you got kids, I get it because you got somebody else to help the kids.
Right.
Okay, I get that.
Do you guys watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
I have.
Sometimes.
Have you seen that episode Striping Vipers when he was having sex through the game?
Mm-hmm.
And then the wife, so they made an agreement that he's allowed to have sex with his friend during the game, but she gets to have one night where she takes off her ring and goes to the bar. She can have a one night stand. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I wasn't even mad at that at all. Actually,
you shouldn't be.
And I'll give you one reason why. I'll give you 3 reasons why. First reason, I seen the connection that him and his best friend had.
Right.
2, she gets her piece of the cake too because she gets to do what she wants. And 3, it's not something that's necessarily reoccurring. It's something that happens once a year because they decided to let it happen at the end once a year. So I wasn't mad at that. I was having a conversation with a friend like 2 years ago, and she was like, if you've been married for 25 years and you found out that your husband in 25 years cheated on you, would you leave them? And of course, first I was like, no. But then I said to myself, first I was like, hell yeah. But then I thought to myself, I was like, no, I'm just going to do what I want.
I mean,
like, no.
Why not?
That's the question of.
Mm-hmm. But then I think that stems from revenge and not actually something that you really want to do. So what I was getting at from that conversation of Striking Vipers, do you think she really did that because she wanted to do that, or do you think she did that out of like kind of like, well, my husband stepping out, I'm step out too?
That's spite. That's spite all day.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely spite.
And doing something just to kind of, and that's the problem with those things. If y'all come together and y'all make these discussions like, oh, I have a friend that they go on separate vacations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that they've always done in their relationship. And they tell each other whatever happens on vacation happens on vacation. But that's something that they've come together and made an agreement about. It's not that one went on vacation and the other found out about it and now it's a get back situation. This was an agreement before anything happened. And I think that's where people get it fucked up, is that if you catch somebody in some bullshit and now you want to say, oh, okay, well, I'll let you do this if I can do this. That's a barter. That's a barter system. And you've already lost the game if that's what you're doing.
I wanted to harp in on the throuple thing. I have been in a very successful throuple, I think. And
y'all was cute.
We was together. We were in love. I came into a situation. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this camera. I came into a situation. I apologize. I'm two different cameras here going on. But I came into a situation to where I met a person that was in a relationship. We started dating. They were already inside of an open relationship already. And so we started dating, and I came into the situation. We kind of fell in love with each other and things like that. And I was introduced to that person's boyfriend. Me and that boyfriend started dating and actually realizing we liked each other as well. Consent from all 3 parties. So we all kind of like said, fuck it. We want to be together. This is it. This is what's going to work for us. And things like that. And it lasted it lasted. When I say it lasted, we didn't end on good terms because we are very, very, very still close friends. But it lasted for 6 months. But the reason why we did not last had something to do with time and space. The other partner stayed in Seattle, Washington, on the other side of the United States. So when it came down to spending time with us as a whole, as a couple, that really strained the relationship. But when we was together, and when we were like in the same city, in the same spot, like there was no jealousy, there was no oh, you spending too much time with this, you spending too much time with that. If he came in town and I knew that he wanted to spend time with my boyfriend, with our boyfriend one-on-one, I gave him that space without no jealousy. If he wanted to come he wanted to come spend time with me because at the time, of course, I wasn't staying with them. I already had my own place, but we knew that they were like, it's nothing personal. Like, you know, I want my time with him. I want my time with you. I want my time together. Like, we gave each other that option. We gave each other that space to kind of do that, and it worked. There was no jealousy whatsoever when it came down to that. When we were together, we were good. We were great. Like sleeping in the queen size bed, the three of us. Like, yeah,
I'm too big for that. I'm too big for that.
But and so I said it to say. I do wish that we were in the same city and we actually lived in the same city because I do think that we would have still been together and things like that because, like I said, it worked so well for us. But unfortunately, space and time was more of a strain in the relationship than actual us, you know, being in the throuple. So that is a success story that I've had with a throuple. And it worked. It was fine. It was sexy. I loved it. There were qualities that I liked in both of them that one of them gave and the other one didn't, and vice versa. So there was so much benefit. Me and
it's having your cake and eating it too.
Me and the other person was a little bit more close in age, so we had some other stuff in common. But me and my older boyfriend had more stuff in common. It worked for us. So there are opportunities where it worked. And it, you know, it was what it was.
It's
good though. I mean,
that seems like it's the new norm though. Like that's a new norm thing. I'm starting to see a lot of this, like the throuple thing. Like I'm starting to see a lot of people that's in like these three-way relationships, and I mean I'm all for it. Do your thing, but you know, I mean, hey.
What was your question? Bryce?
Do you think you could grow a family from that?
Huh?
Do you think you can grow a family from that?
I do. I think that I would have been successfully with growing a family with that, because for me, it wasn't just a sexual thing. If it was just a sexual thing, then I would have a different stance on that. I probably would say no, but it wasn't just a sexual thing. Like I literally was in love with both of them. I really to this day I still love both of them. We are still very good friends. Things like that. So it wasn't a negative thing that nothing negative came out of it. It just, you know, it unfortunately space and time kind of got into the way.
Yeah.
But I think my issue with this
makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't think people could be in love with two different people because I think loving somebody and being in love with somebody is two different things.
Right.
Like
it is.
Like thinking about my last triangle. I love Chris.
Okay, BJ.
I love Chris, but I was in love with Jordan. But Jordan was not a good relationship. Chris was better, but I was in love with Jordan. So I was going back and forth between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out, like, well, what if I'm in love with both of them? But the truth was I wasn't in love with both of them. I love Chris, but I was in love with Jordan. But I felt like I was dealing with Chris because Chris was giving me the things that I wanted from Jordan that Jordan wasn't giving me.
Right.
So let me ask you this: since you don't think somebody can love two people at the same time, don't you love both your parents?
I sure do. I can't stand them.
Okay then.
That's a different kind of love. That's a different kind of love.
Okay then. No, love is love.
I know.
Love is love.
Love is love. Love is love.
The infamous BJ said,
"Love is love."
That won't work for all. That won't work at all for jealous partners. Y'all got lucky. I do agree. I'm going to say that I do agree. I do agree.
I got very lucky.
I did get lucky. Patrick said,
but that's also why I was single until I was 30.
Patrick said, I tried it, but it's not for everybody. Agreed.
It's not.
Justice Knox said, live your life according to you. Only you can tell your story and walk in your journey. Believe that.
That's true.
And that's it.
So how can you explain it to the children? The same way.
This is mommy and daddy and daddy. What do you mean?
This is daddy. The same way you explain two daddies.
I got three daddies.
Daddy.
Daddy.
It's just like if you got a stepmom or a stepdad, it's no different.
Right.
Oh.
Would the children suffer more due to pressures and non-understanding of what the parents are doing? So I can hit in on this one. When I was a teenager, I went to Northwest School of the Arts, and I was dating this guy, and this guy, he was gay, but he had 3 daddies. They were all white, and it worked. 2 of them was a little older, and one of them was younger, and they put the younger one through college and everything like that. But they were together to this day. They are still to this day. They are still together. I check on them every now and then, things like that. But they raised their son. He was adopted, of course, but they raised their son as a throuple. Or I'm sorry, that was not a throuple. That was a polygamy relationship because it was 3 of them and they were married. But they raised their son together. And that was fine. He knew exactly what was going on with them.
It can be very successful. Yeah. There are tons of people that you will meet that are raised in communal groups, in polygamy camps. When you get away from the weird cult shit, the relationships that people have and the way the children are raised is typically very positive.
I believe it could work. My issue is that I just can't imagine arguing with 2 other people about how we should raise our children, because you already gone to class with your own partner about how you should raise your children. Now, can you imagine clashing with 2 partners about how you're going to raise your children?
If you can't agree how to raise them before you have them, don't fucking have them.
You say that now.
It's a discussion that needs to be had before the child shows up.
Yeah, but what?
I understand.
And I changed my mind. I don't want the child to go to private school no more. I want them to go to public school, and you still want them to go to private school.
And that's another discussion.
When they were born.
But that's another discussion. Still communicate. It all comes back to communication. Nothing. When you're in a relationship, nothing that you say or do is in concrete unless you take marriage vows, and that shit is recorded. But nothing is concrete as far as how you choose to move through life. Everything has to be a discussion. Communication is something that you have to continuously work at. Relationships are very easy to get into and very difficult to maintain.
But I think people have to master the skill of communication and know exactly what that is too, because some people feel they can give you the bare minimum and say hey, I want to go do this, and then like one guy said in the comments, like it's the feeling part. What if the other partner catches feelings? And I agreed to let us do whatever we're doing. How do I know that you?
If you don't trust that person, you shouldn't be with them.
Period. And that's just facts on facts. We got a lot of comments, y'all.
Whether you have an open relationship or not, if you don't trust the person that you're with, everything else is out the door. You can't communicate openly with somebody you don't trust.
Y'all read these comments out for me, y'all.
I think honestly, I'm more afraid of the emotional connection that can happen if I allow that opportunity to happen. Are you talking about a threesome or a throuple? It's lines that I'd be more worried about, like what Jonathan mentioned.
My love is unconditional, so to say I can't be in love with more than one isn't true for myself.
I understand that.
He sounds like the comment sounds like he's very in tune with what he wants and how to communicate that.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? You just have to sit down and be honest with yourself before you can have that conversation with somebody else.
Right. Definitely.
Justice Knox said, when you encounter an entity it's solely on those individuals to set the y'all read that. I can't see.
Precedent for their elevation and communication, exploration, or the lack thereof.
I have to change the font on my computer.
I don't agree with that because I feel like some people, everybody has a different, I think they call it love language, as far as how they communicate within relationships. And with everybody being different, you're not always going to get that if you don't have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't really need I don't need to talk to you all day long. I don't need the check-ins. I don't need flowers and candy and all that shit. But that's just me. Other women really like that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that I wouldn't like to have flowers once in a while, but other people really, some guys will be like giving you all this shit, thinking that he's doing the right thing, where I feel like you're trying to buy me.
Yeah. My love language is physical touch, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't want to share.
Interesting.
I think I can agree with you on that one. I can agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Language is physical touch.
Well,
thank you, Linton.
I did. That was cute. My partner's love language is physical touch, and that is his love language. Let me tell you something. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that man is not in love with me. We had an open relationship. We've had an open relationship since me and him been together, and things like that.
Shut up, BJ.
But we've had open relationships since me and him been together, and things like that. But there is no doubt in my mind that man is not in love with me. Every single morning that I've ever woken up since I've been with him, I've getting 65 kisses in the morning.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
That man tell me that I'm beautiful every single day. So
yes.
There has never been a day where I felt like he doesn't love me because of our relationship, or because of just how we go into our direction, the steps we went into our relationship. I don't feel that way. So I think that it does take. So yes, sorry about that. So I do think that it does take both parties to kind of control how the other partner is feeling when it comes down to that. It's definitely more than communication. Again, I don't have a doubt in my mind because of the extra things that he does for me and how he makes me feel. And that's what works for us. So I think all of that kind of plays a factor. It ain't just a communication. We sitting down and thinking that's going to work. No, like there are things that you guys have to kind of do to make sure that each other is not getting into that insecure spot or not feeling jealous, things like that. I don't feel jealous. I don't feel jealous about no other bitch. When it comes down to mine, and that's just that.
Understand?
Y'all on this mind shit. I swear.
If it's mine, it's mine.
Because that's his.
It is not mine. It is someone or a partner that I am currently in a relationship with and sharing my life with. By no means is he mine. That's not.
When I'm hitting and they ask me,
anyway.
Yours? What you mean? What's mine?
It's mine.
What you mean?
It's mine. That's it. Period. Share my life. It's mine.
But yeah, definitely. Like for those, like definitely dealing like with monogamy, like even dealing with, those type of relationships. I still feel like it's doubt in those where you get with someone that you really, really like, or, what I'm saying, you see yourself potentially falling for this person, and they show signs of them not wanting to be committed. They show signs of them not wanting to be with one person. They have a high sex drive when you meet them. You may not have a high sex drive. Like, I think all those things do play a big part in that. You know what I mean?
Not the bitches. I think that is more of a protect yourself kind of issue, Rashawn.
Yeah.
Because if you are in that situation and you see that happening, those are red flags. Pull the brake, baby. Pull that brake. Back up. Back up off it.
Real quick.
Pull it. Eject. Eject out of the seat.
What they say with that poster, them 30, if you 30 years old and up, they'll cut you off quick. You do one thing wrong, you don't answer the phone, they cut you off.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and you are definitely proud of that.
I'm 23. Them 30 plus do not play.
Anybody got time for that?
Everybody got time for that.
It hurts my feelings. I was in a situation where I was offered a relationship, but the guy, he doesn't want to be sexually exclusive, but he showed me that he cares about me. He showed me that he loved me. He showed me that, but he still wanted to experience sexual experiences with other people, and it hurt my feelings knowing that he was still sleeping with other people, but he was showing me that he actually loved and cared about me. So it was just.
So what about it was hurting your feelings?
The fact that he was, I don't know why him sleeping with other people hurt my feelings so much. Like it just did.
Was it just knowing? Because at the end of the day, would you rather him have not told you and then just been cheating on you?
No, I respected him for telling me, and I always will respect him for telling me, and I appreciate him telling me, and I do. But it's still like I don't know. I'm trying to find what
you just couldn't handle that pressure. No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. It's totally cool. I'm just curious. Can you mean a polyamorous person that's been in love with other people, or do you mean somebody who has been in an open relationship?
Somebody who's been in no open relationship.
We can do we actually do both because again, I want to make sure that we let the audience know that these words are not interchangeable. They're two different things.
No, they're not. They're two different.
Yeah, that's why I asked that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can answer that question in both aspects.
So it wasn't about him adding a third. It was about him wanting to be with me in a relationship, but he still wants to experience sex with others. So that's an open.
He wanted an open sexual relationship.
Yes.
Now, did he want you to be there, or did he want to go on his own?
He wanted to
go on his own. Okay. I think, was he fresh out of the closet?
Yes.
Mom was in the game for a minute.
I think that had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
He was definitely wanting to try out new things first before he settled down with somebody. Most definitely.
But like my piece was definitely in the game. He was in the game for a while though. Like, he knew. So that was his preference. That's what he wanted to do. So I got my keys and I got in my car, and you just go.
So based on y'all stories,
I didn't get my keys and go. I listened and I respected him for telling me the truth.
Yeah,
I respected it too, and I respected it when I walked out the door when I got in my car and I left.
I mean, I did get my car and leave, but I respected it.
So based on y'all stories, the question was: can a polygamous? I cannot talk today. Can a polygamous person be in a monogamous relationship?
No, because their love
is
everlasting.
I think if they find that one person, I think so too. Yeah, if they find that right one,
you think it's the right one?
Yeah,
because life is about choice. At the end of the day, nothing is compulsive when it comes to how you live your life and who you sleep with. It's about a choice. You make a choice. You're either gonna do this or you're not. You're either gonna cheat or you're not. You're gonna fuck other people. You're gonna have in love with multiple people or you're not. So if you make that choice, then of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thomas said that. Somebody read that. I can't see.
I'd be offended that he wouldn't be sexually attracted to me and not speak on it.
Yeah.
That's what it goes through your head if you felt like you were in that type of
Is
relationship.
that how you felt, Bryce, when he said he wanted to try out other sex things? No? Okay.
But it still hurt my feelings.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa's comment is, do any of y'all identify as polyamorous? Because she just got here. Yes, we do. If you look at me and Johnny, we are the team poly. If you look at Shawn and Bryce, they are team monogamy.
In town, baby.
I personally think of polyamorous as being a little too much work for me, but I do understand open relationships and bringing other people into your life for whatever reason.
Okay.
Can somebody read that comment right there?
We need this more, especially on this lockdown. Keep tuning in on every Tuesday and Thursday, baby. We're gonna get it for you.
Thursdays.
It's a whole vibe. We get straight to the point. That's why we keeping it 100.
He also, I think it's important. He also offered me to share experiences with other people too.
So he invited you to do it with him.
No, not with him, but he said, you could do.
Oh, separately.
Yeah.
Trying to make up for. Okay, I get it. He tried to do a bargaining chip type issue.
Yeah.
There's some more comments down there. Can y'all read that for me?
Such a strong topic, and particularly describes me.
Okay. Which part?
Roman.
I think he was trying to see what else is out there before he's. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't think you can immediately go to that, especially if they show you that they care about you and they love you. I think that's the difference in somebody that's looking for an out versus somebody that is actually into you as a person, but just wants sexual exploration. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that sexual exploration should be held against someone, called a slut or a freak just because they want to try new things.
Yeah.
And everybody, and he might have put you in that whole Madonna whore thing where there might have been some shit that he wasn't comfortable doing with you because he liked you, nigga, and he wanted to keep liking you.
That's period.
All right, so he said, Justice said that DL shit don't ever work the correct way. I just cannot. My mama told me if they can't be with you in the daytime, they can't be with you at night.
That's,
Well, I mean, these are relationships, so they with you all the time.
Yeah, are we talking about? See, that's the thing. If I would never be in a relationship with a DL, I would have sex with a DL guy. But if he actually be in a relationship with him, I'm like, but you DL though. You know?
Like, yeah, like, I don't know
I
what
think he's talking about
on the low.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Well, okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
This is a good question here. So, do you think sexuality is a choice?
I think people know who they're sexually attracted to. I also believe that people know who they do and who they're not want to have sex with. So I don't think it's a choice. I don't think you choose to be sexually attracted to somebody. I think you are just sexually attracted to that person or that gender.
I'm in between. I'm neutral about it because I feel like at the end of the day, you don't really know what's for you until you try it. Mm-hmm. Like for me, example, like I tell people all the time, you know, I don't have a preference of this whole masculine, feminine type thing when I go in to talk to someone. I don't care about all that. So, like I don't know. It's just for me. I don't see. I'm in the middle of that. Like I don't see it. Like because you don't know. You don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not a choice.
Well, I think gender expression and sexuality are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right. We're talking about like who you're sexually attracted to, like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. As a cisgender heterosexual woman, which is what I identify as, I can't say that I've been somewhere and seen a chick and be like, that bitch is fun. Yes. And I don't really like females, but I can appreciate a sexy female. I can appreciate being in a situation where it's beneficial, but you know, I don't identify as bisexual.
Got it.
Agreed.
Got it.
Because I taste the rainbow. I'm gay.
Hello. I'm not. But I don't. Oh my god! I just had this whole like.
Can we read what Beverly said? Because I love what she said. I think that.
I can't see her.
Okay.
I think that act of
sex. Let me pull it up, Bryce.
Oh, you got it.
Hey, Lisa.
I think the act of sex is a choice. People don't always give into their sexual desires. A lot of people suppress due to to society norm.
Yep, that's very true.
Yes,
which goes back to what we were talking about earlier: is being in a polyamorous relationship or a monogamous relationship dictated by society.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. I do think Shawn touched on it earlier. I do think that, especially, I can't speak for the heterosexual community. But I just can't speak for the. I can't speak for my community, and I do feel like I do feel like I am seeing a lot of more relationships that are being thruples and things like that, or they're inviting people in and things like that. I'm seeing a lot of more relationships that are open, and I'm here for it. I love it. I think that especially in the gay Black community. I think that sometimes people view us as being over sexualized.
Yes.
And I hate that for us because that's not necessarily true. I do think that's the Black community in general.
I'm about to say, yeah.
That's the Black community in general. Black women are fetishized. Black men are fetishized. Whether it be gay or straight, I mean, these are things that are looked at by white America as taboo. So of course, they're fetishized.
Exactly.
Well, you guys, it has been 1 hour and 4 minutes. So it is about time for us to wrap it up. We do want to thank you guys for joining us today on our topic, monogamy versus polygamy. I am Patrice. I am the prevention case manager at RAIN. I help people get on to PrEP and do case management for them, helping them get in school, jobs, resumes, all different kinds of things just to help them be able to live their best life and be healthy adults. If you know someone or if you want to get on PrEP, please don't hesitate to give me a call or a text.
And y'all already know it's your boy BOODA, but some of y'all know me by Shawn. I am the peer outreach specialist here with Grayand and with Crew. Pretty much I specialize in dealing with harm reduction as it relates to substance use. So basically I'm out in the community educating and advocating about healthy sex practices, seed testing. Also, I'm working with people that are dealing with substance use right now at this point. If you have any of those issues, definitely feel free to hit me on my inbox if you're willing to talk about it. If not, we can work towards it.
Hey everyone, my name is Bryce. I'm a peer retention specialist here at Rain. And what I do is that I help people who are positive, who fallen out of care. I help them re-engage in care. And I also help them follow and navigate their health care and our case management for a year. And hold their hand through their tough life transitions. And I also help newly diagnosed people get into care and help them navigate and hold their hands through this new transition of life.
And I am Johnny, everyone. I don't have a banner for myself, but that is okay. I wear a lot of different hats at Rain. One of those would be the same as Bryce, which is a retention specialist. I go out into the community and find individuals that are not currently in care and help them link them back into care. Me and Bryce has created a curriculum that allows people to engage in their healthcare at their own time, at their own terms. We train them for a year so that they can re-engage in their healthcare. After they have been with us for a year, they go out into we send them off to traditional case management, where they are a little bit more active in what they're doing in regard to their healthcare. Again, if you have any questions about that at all, give us a call. You can send us an email. You can send us a text. You can also go to our page, the Rain outreach page, which is named Keeping It 100. Just went viral and live today. So go to it and check it out and like and subscribe and share. Tag a friend, tag your mama, tag your daddy, tag your sister, tag your uncle, tag your house members, tag everybody, so that they can kind of be a part of this conversation just like you were. I appreciate so much. Before we end, I do want to let you guys know some of the things that we have going up, just in case you didn't catch it in the beginning. We have our annual AIDS Walk that takes place in the month of May. Typically, it's always the first Saturday of May. However, due to the pandemic, we have changed that and expanded it out to the full month of May. So now you can go out into your own community, your own parks, your local parks, your neighborhood, and walk to raise money that way. If you know somebody or you that maybe have passed of HIV complications or somebody that's currently living with HIV, one way to commemorate them is to go outside and walk. So we appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. The second version of that, or the second hand of that, we do have focus groups that are taking place now. Those focus groups are here to engage the Black community in PrEP. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Please be part of that conversation. It is a virtual focus group that will take place on Zoom, where we collect information from you based on conversations that you're having with us, organic, authentic conversations. And pretty much that is to build an intervention that works. That is to build an intervention for Black MSM, Black gay men, to engage them on PrEP. In order for us to do that, we need you are the expert. So we need you to be a part of that conversation so that we can engage our community. Historically, white people have been behind the pens and papers when it comes down to engaging our community. However, those methods do not seem to work anymore. So we're looking to hear from us so that we can have a final say so in regards to how we are engaged in PrEP. So please be a part of that. Second part of that would be our in-depth interviews. If you are currently on PrEP, we want to know why and how it's working. So please give us a call, contact us so that we can kind of get you interviewed and kind of see what's working for you. You can call myself, you can call Bryce, you can call Shawn, and you can call Patrice, Miss Mother, the PrEP case manager.
Yes. Miss Mother.
I want to thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate
it.
You guys have a great night.
I can't even see nobody. We'll see y'all later. Love y'all.
Bye. Whew, yeah.
Let's get it.
Are we off air?
Are we off? Come on, Polly. Come
We're
on, Molly.
not off air.
Lord.